What is up, everybody? Welcome to Ginger Runner Live. I'm Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, and this is the first time in the history of the planet that I have done a live broadcast from a brewery with elite runners from Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm very excited about today's show. I hope the internet, I hope you guys out there watching live can hear us, can see us. I hope that's working. Kim will let us know, obviously, during the course of the show if that is in fact working. Otherwise, we have an incredible live audience here at Wanderlust Brewery in Flagstaff, Arizona. I am joined by Emily Harrison, Ian Torrence, Alicia Shay, Chris Vargo, Rob Krar. It is going to be a show. That is it. Welcome, everybody, to Ginger Runner live from Flagstaff, Arizona. Ginger Runner. We all love Ian Torrence. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited about tonight's show. Very, very excited to be sitting with all of you guys here in Flagstaff, Arizona, in Wanderlust Brewery. We have so many prizes to give away to those of you who are watching live, to those of you who are here live. We'll be doing that throughout the course of the show. We'll be asking trivia questions as we do. And our elites here have the answers, and we'll be basically taking the first correct answer in the chat room and delivering amazing prizes out to you out there across the globe. But I have to let you know who's here with me tonight, and whole cast of characters, pretty much the best in the world, some of them best in the world. And we have Emily Harrison to my right. Emily Harrison. I'm gonna skip Ian for a second, and there's a reason why. No, I'm saving. You'll see why. Alicia Shay, Rob Krar, Chris Vargo. Sorry, I had to. And this is a little known fact. Well, it's probably actually very well known. Ian Torrence has more than triple the ultra finishes that all of the other guests combined have. 173. Absolutely.
192.
Yeah, so again, more than triple. So it's even higher than I expected. The internet is always wrong. Ian is obviously very correct. 192 ultra finishes. That deserves a round of applause. So that's tonight's show. Thanks very much. We'll see you guys next week. Just kidding. Tons of questions for you guys. I think the best place to start is our location, Flagstaff, Arizona. I apologize for the live audience if the mics are too quiet or whatever. I'm going to have the elites grab the mic and hold it close to them. Alicia's been known to be a very soft talker, so hopefully we can get some volume out of her. But we're in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous town, surrounded by mountains and canyons and all sorts of good stuff. Why have you all chosen to live in Flagstaff, of all places? Ian, I'll start with you. Why Flagstaff? Why is this place your mecca?
First came here. What? So.
We'll pull a little bit closer.
Is it?
Yeah.
You need
just a little bit more volume.
Sure. Well, I didn't know about Flagstaff until spring break. College. We came out here for a training camp. I ran on the track team in college. We came out here and spent 2 days here. It was incredible, running underneath a big mountain. For someone coming from the East Coast, it was pretty graphic. So, and then after graduation, I decided I needed to come west. And so I've been out here since out west since '94, and spent a lot of time going from place to place. And Flagstaff seemed to be the place I always landed. So finally bought a house and committed, and it wasn't the wrong decision.
Alicia, now you've been here for a long time as well. You've been here for a number of years. You kind of set up shop. What I love about your house is I feel like runners can come and train here and live under one roof and work with each other. Why Flagstaff?
Well, I initially moved here as a track and road runner, kind of intending to just pass through Flagstaff and get back to cooler places. But I just fell in love with the community that we have here. And eventually the mountains and the canyons, like Ethan was mentioning around us, they just kind of captured me. And some of my good friends like Rob started running trails and ultras. And so I just eventually gravitated that direction. And so it's just a combination. We have, I think, the best of everything that for what we do.
Yeah, Rob, for you, what is it that makes Flagstaff so special?
Yeah, well, I arrived in Flagstaff kind of randomly. I wasn't running at the time, about a decade ago. I just fell in love with the community and obviously the mountains. And, you know, about 3 years ago, on a bit of a whim, I hopped in an ultra marathon, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster since. But I really can't think of a better spot to be an ultra runner, but more importantly, be a happy human being. It's a really amazing place to call home.
For those watching live as well, that third microphone tends to be a little bit quiet. So let me know in the chat room if for some reason you can't hear Chris Vargo, because Chris Vargo, you're also a recent addition to the Flagstaff community here. What brought you to Flagstaff from Colorado? Because Colorado is also known to have the mountains and the beautiful trees and all that stuff.
Yeah, I came out to visit Ian. Ian coaches me, so a couple years ago came out, and then it took me a year to finally come out here. And I don't know why it took me so long, but I came from Colorado Springs, which is a pretty conservative place, and I grew up in a college town in Indiana, so.
One guy from Indiana. One guy.
Another reason I like Flagstaff so much is it does have a Midwest feel.
Yeah.
Midwest people are good people. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be leaving anytime soon. That's for sure.
And Emily, why Flagstaff?
Well, kind of similar to Alicia, I first came out here mainly for more road running. I was joining an elite group training out here right out of college. So I came out in 2009, joined them. I was pretty naive to the West in general. So I really actually had no idea what Flagstaff was all about at that time. I came out and started to learn that there were all kinds of cool running routes. I can train for a road marathon out here. Lake Mary Road is frequented, or I can get up in the mountains and train for an ultra marathon on the trails. So the variety of training is awesome. It's a great community. You know, this is actually bigger than where I'm from. I'm from a rural town in Virginia. So I came out here and I was like, whoa, this is actually kind of big for me compared to a lot of teammates I was with at the time from California. And they're like, oh, this is so small. It's tucked away in the mountains. Yeah. So it's a very different perspective. But yeah, I've just loved training out here and being a part of it all. So it's been cool.
Now, I'm actually really surprised none of you have mentioned the altitude. Maybe that's just my West Coast ocean. The fact I haven't been able to breathe for the last 4 days, that might have something to do with it.
Are we at 7,000 feet or something?
Yeah, let me look at my watch. Yeah, we're at 7,000 feet, which is 7,000 feet higher than I live.
Yeah.
How has that benefited your performances? Because I'm sitting next to some of the best ultra runners on the planet, and I have a feeling that the altitude has something to do with this. Alicia, I'll go to you because you've been here for a while. And you're also giving me a weird face, which makes me think that you have something opposite to say. I don't know. Or you're just making faces.
No, I mean, there's no doubt that there's physiological benefits to altitude. But when I first moved here, I was being coached by Jack Daniels, and he's just a renowned physiologist. And he still, when it all boils down to the benefits of altitude, it's just that it makes you learn to suffer better. So
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So it helps you with your oxygen carrying capacity and all of that, but basically it just makes you tougher. And like for us, I think that we do forget we're at 7,000 feet. It's like our sea level, and the mountains and the peaks are kind of where we go to feel the effects of altitude. But I think that's true. There's not really many races that we will run that will be higher. So it's almost like we're over adapting a little bit to the races that we run.
And Ian, you've been here for so long. You've obviously adapted to the altitude. I can't imagine that you're suffering with it. How do you think it's benefited you?
I've always been good at altitude. Rarely headaches, issues like that. Even when I lived in Maryland, I did a lot of mountaineering, climbed Rainier and a lot of higher peaks, Mount Whitney and things like that. Never really had issues with it. I'll take 7,000 feet with what we have here over 0 feet and whatever anyone else can give me.
Rob, do you find the benefits from being up this high?
I'm fortunate. I'm similar to Ian in that I don't feel the effects of the altitude a whole lot. I felt a little guilty talking to you and Kim the other day at the coffee shop because I think you're a little out of breath having a conversation.
Yeah, we didn't know where we were. We actually don't remember talking to you, Rob, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, we were at Flag Buzz. No, I'm very fortunate. I do think it's an advantage living here and training here. Racing at altitude, there's no doubt people feel the effects. And a lot of the ultra races are in Colorado or the high points in California. So living and training at altitude is an advantage, I would say. And I feel very fortunate to be living at 7,000 feet and training above for sure.
Chris, this one's going to be for you because I want to kind of transition into, well, first, for those watching live, if you have any questions for any of the elites here, ask them in the chat room. Kim, my wonderful wife, is in the chat room. She has her own chair tonight. I already saw that Kim has a chair as trending in the chat room. Because normally, for those of you who watch the show, Kim is sitting on either a cooler, a cardboard box, or the floor, or the arm of my chair. So tonight she has a chair, which is great. Yeah, it's a huge upgrade. Frankly. So if you have any questions, for those of you who are watching live, ask them in the chat room. Kim is going to tap me on the shoulder or whatever. We'll get those questions asked of the elites. I want to talk about the Grand Canyon because we're in such close proximity to the canyon. We plan on going there later this week because it's something that we don't get to see being on the West Coast very often. Chris, following you on Instagram, you have a dynamite Instagram, I might have to say. You frequent the canyon. Rob, you frequent the canyon. Alicia, I mean, all of you guys, you just got back from your first rim to rim to rim. The proximity to the canyon, how does that help your training? How does it help confidence building? Basically touch on that. Let's talk about the canyon, Vargo.
I feel like it's always hard when you run there. It's never easy, and there's always a good chance that you're just gonna have a horrible day. I think I've run completely out of it twice without hiking at all, but I've had some really bad, miserable, bad runs there. But I think it makes you a lot tougher. I can't even imagine. I mean, him running his FKT on there is incredible. But yeah, every time you go there, it's amazing. It never gets old. Just completely different than here. So it's nice to have that diverse terrain to train on.
Emily, you just finished your first rim to rim to rim. I'm kind of adjusting these mics on the fly. Sorry, guys, because one was a little bit quieter. Tell us a bit about that experience. I haven't done it. I've only been there a couple times as a kid and stuff like that. What was it like?
Well, actually, a little bit different to everyone else up here. I have not spent that much time in the canyon at all. This was only my second actual run in the canyon. So the first time was actually in 2010.
Wow.
So this was kind of a shocker. I was coming off training for a road marathon, so I probably was not adequately prepared. But it was a cool experience. It was hard. I learned that definitely respect the Grand Canyon, and I think what Vargo was saying, it's going to be hard probably no matter what. But it was an epic experience, and hopefully I'll go back again and do that. And now I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. So, and hopefully when we do it again, it won't be 101 degrees at Phantom Ranch. So, but it was awesome. I had never been through a lot of that part, and it was a really cool experience. So I definitely recommend even hiking down the Phantom Ranch and coming back up. So,
who has the most crossings here? I mean, I'm assuming Ian, but
yeah.
Do you know how many crossings you've had at this point?
Yeah, I've done 10. This was my 10th with Emily.
Rim to rim to rim, or just rim to rim?
Rim to rim to rim.
10th.
I've been down to the canyon and back. I can't count that.
Countless times.
I used to work at Phantom Ranch for American Conservation Experience and for the Park Service, doing trail work on the trails. So we hike in and out of the canyon all the time. I know all the bends and turns, and when you're down running there, I could like point to the steps that I built. So
that's incredible. Have there been a range of experiences where this day was really, really terrible, this day was fantastic? I mean, has there been that range for you?
Never had a fantastic day. I dry heaved when we got out on Saturday.
Really?
The whole time I'm like, Emily, stop crying. You're going to make it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be great. You're going to be this is fun. This is the Grand Canyon at the top. I'm like, waiting for her, and here she comes. I'm like, you
Riding a donkey.
Yeah. And then we get to the car, and then I turn around and start dry heaving over a log. So that's how it is for me.
Is that a typical experience? Just suffering?
Yeah, I passed out in the Bright Angel Tavern before.
Oh my God.
Stood up, ordered a beer, said, "Oh, I don't think this is gonna go well." I thought I was gonna throw up. Stood up, and like you see in the commercials where everything just closes in on a pin, and I've had it all.
But yet you continue to go back.
Yeah, it's a character building experience.
Yeah. Is there something spiritual about it that draws you back time after time?
Yeah.
Rob, I know that you have been there a number of times as well. Currently hold the FKT, fastest known time, rim to rim to rim. What was that experience like compared to a typical Rob Krar experience across the canyon?
Yeah, I've only done rim to rim to rim once, but I have been down to the river probably dozens of times. The Grand Canyon is hard to put into words. It's magical, and it's a mystery as well. There's been a lot of times when I drop in below the rim thinking I'm going to have a great day, and I'm just put in my place, and vice versa. I've had some of my most magical experiences in my life in the canyon, but I've also had some of my most frightening experience in the canyon. Running in the canyon should not be taken lightly. It is an amazing experience, and I encourage everybody to tread lightly in there, but go for it. But be careful. It's like I say, it's magical and a mystery at the same time.
Now, actually, it kind of brings up a good point, the permitting system. So there's all this talk now of permitting larger groups or having to get, whether you reserve a permit or you pay for a permit for larger groups or sanctioned groups. What are your feelings on the permitting system? Is it going to be good for limiting how many trail runners try to do it, keeping people safe? Ian, I want to go to you first, obviously, as a person with 10 crossings. What is your opinion on the permitting system?
10 crossings and also an National Park Service employee.
Right.
10 years with the
You've been on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. The permitting system is only going to be activated or at this time is activated against, commercial entities, those people charging or making it an official event. So it doesn't affect like what me and Emily did this last weekend. It doesn't do that. I think if you're more apt to join a guide, you're probably less prepared. I think the permitting system will ensure that if your guide is getting a permit, they're tying in with an official, and they better know their shit. So it'll be safer, I think, and more accountable.
Yeah, I think that's good for sure. I want to make sure that we give the online audience a chance to ask some questions, as well as the live audience here. So if any of you guys have any questions, raise your hand. But Kim, first of all, what sort of questions do we have coming from the live viewers?
John Tanner asked, I'd love to hear about each of their mentors who got them into ultra running.
So John Tanner asked, he wants to hear about their mentors and who got them into ultra running. Alicia, let's start with you.
For me, my mentors were for trail running and ultra running were number one, Rob. Somebody that just seeing what he could do on the trails and how he was experiencing that and coming out of a really rough time in his life. I was in a similar place for different reasons. So it was really amazing to see just kind of what like a life transformation, just the mountains and trail running and the community provided for him. And then Mike Smith was probably like the number one push for that. And anybody that's here that's local knows who Mike is. We all joke that he's like the unofficial mayor of Flagstaff and just has been a staple in our running community and was my coach at the time. Also a track and road runner and incredibly talented himself. But he made the transition to trail running along with Rob and kind of prodded me to give it a try. And I reluctantly did it and loved it.
What about you, Vargo?
Actually, Ian has always been, he's been my mentor since day one. So he continues to be a good friend and mentor. And the first ultra, which was actually your first ultra too, was Bootlegger, his race out in Las Vegas. So yeah, definitely Ian, he was coaching me for road type stuff too. But then we got into the trail stuff, and I haven't really looked back. So,
Rob.
Well, I just kind of fell into ultra running on a whim. So I wouldn't say an ultra running mentor going into it, but it's hard to pinpoint one person. The ultra running community is a beautiful community, and there's so many amazing individuals, everyone with a really cool, unique story to tell. So I'm inspired by everybody. I'm inspired by all of you. It's hard to pinpoint one person.
Emily.
Well, I'll hold off on a mentor, but my first inspiration, I guess, was my mom, because she was ultra running when I was in middle school and high school. So she'd go out on the weekends and do these runs, and sometimes I'd start with her and they'd hit the trail, and I'm like, these people are crazy. So as I got older, and then I was here in Flagstaff, the summer leading into my first ultra, I actually started joining Ian and some of the guys up on the trails around Flagstaff. And these were trails that I had been here for, a few years, and I had never even knew they existed. Pretty sad, but it was the truth. So Ian actually helped me train for my first ultra, which was JFK 50, which meant a lot to me because it was an ultra that my mom had run. And obviously Ian has run that race many, many times and knows it in and out. So that was really cool to me. So he's really guided me along with the whole process, and he got me through my first Western States 100 and my only 100-mile finish so far. So he's really gotten me through, and still is, as in the case of leading me out of the Grand Canyon, crying.
And then dry heaving.
And dry heaving.
Ian, I'm actually really curious about this answer, because I think you've inspired a lot of ultra runners, not just ones at this table or in this room, but across the globe.
Thanks, man.
So who the hell is your mentor?
It's you get old, everything kind of gets in a whirlwind. I think I can pinpoint my father. There used to be some quote unquote ultras, but he called them trail runs or trail hikes, long distance trail hikes back in Maryland. The Dogwood Half 100, which is now a race that I don't think exists, or it's underground. And they used to have some things on the C&O Canal as well that he used to do. That was when I was very small. We were talking like a dozen years old. So, and then I got into running, and I was a high schooler, college athlete, got burnt out after I graduated college, got on the Appalachian Trail and started hiking. Went from Harper's Ferry to Maine, backpacking, but I was doing a lot of slack packing where you could get someone to carry your pack around. And so I was covering like 30-mile days, and the guys on the trail started calling me slow but sure, because I said, oh yeah, I'd catch up to you slowly but surely. And needless to say, I'd get way far ahead of them, and I'd never see these guys again. Anyway, they said I should try this race called the JFK 50 miler, because like 12 miles of it was on the AT, and you do really well at it, and it's a long hike, and you should just try doing 50 miles in one day. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Finished the trail, went back to civilization, needed to start focusing my training on something. And I saw a flyer in an outdoor shop, JFK 50 mile. It brought back memories. And I was like, my dad did this stuff on the C&O Canal. So it just kind of all fit together. I was like, this is what I got to do. And so that was my first ultra in 1994.
That's incredible. Great question. Always really curious about the hearing stories of who are people's inspirations and stuff like that. So it's always great to hear that kind of thing. For the live audience, again, if you have questions, ask them. Kim's got a huge list, and we're going to get through some of these here very, very quickly, maybe even some into the post show as well. I think it's time to give away some stuff. To the live audience, specifically those of you who are watching live, there's a couple ways that we're going to do this tonight. Tonight, we are benefiting Team Run Flagstaff, Rob, which is awesome. So if you are watching live, there's going to be a couple prizes we're going to give away for those who do donate to Team Run Flagstaff. Everyone here is getting raffle tickets. They're purchasing raffle tickets. All that money goes straight to Team Run Flagstaff, and there's some amazing things that they're doing, amazing programs. Rob, I'll have you talk about that in just a second. But for those of you who are watching live, there's a link in the description of this video with a link to their website, and there's a little donate button up in the upper right-hand corner of the website. I encourage you to go and donate anything. You can choose however much you want or however little, doesn't matter. But it'll get your name into the hat for some pretty damn cool prizes from the North Face, which are right in front of the table. Over there. There's a North Face bag and a North Face hat, all signed by everyone at this table. So, yeah, It's pretty awesome. You're not going to want to miss out on that. So go to the website, which is in the URL. Donate, even if it's $1 or whatever. And then in the there's a little description box that you can put who is telling you about where to donate. Just write Ginger Runner so we can separate your name and we can draw from that pile in just a little bit. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to have you guys answer a trivia question. And to do that, I'm going to have, Rob, I think you have a trivia question kind of lined up. It's a good one. We're going to have you explain Team Run Flagstaff while we wait for the answer to come in. The prize is going to go to one of you live viewers out there across the globe. It's a pretty damn good prize. From Run Steep Get High, a.k.a. Aravaipa Running, a.k.a. Jameel Curry, who is right there. Go ahead and peek into the camera, Jameel. Just go ahead and... Hey! Not only do we have a Run Steep Get High beanie and a Run Steep Get High hat. This is the one that Kim wears all the time, and I kind of want to steal it. But we will also be giving away, I want to make sure I get the name of the race right, an entry into the Flagstaff Extreme Big Pine Blackout race on June 13th and 14th. That's pretty awesome. So you get an automatic entry into that race. You won't want to miss it. So the trivia question, Rob will have you ask that trivia question first.
Sure, it's a pretty easy question. What was my favorite sport in high school?
What was Rob's favorite sport in high school? You can get creative. Hold on, for those of you who are here live, no, just keep quiet. This is for the online audience. We have many prizes for you here in the room. But this is for the online viewers. The first correct answer, Kim already knows the answer. The first correct answer in the chat room, we'll jump in and we'll give you these prizes. We will ship them to you. Now, Rob, if you could let us know a little bit about Team Run Flagstaff and some of the cool programs that they have going on.
Sure. Team Run Flagstaff is an amazing community resource, and we're so fortunate to have it here in Flagstaff. From its humble beginnings about a decade ago, under a name called Altius with maybe a dozen members, it's grown to a membership of, I don't know the numbers. Aaron, you could help me out here, 300 to 400, I believe. 300.
Yeah.
And it's expanded to some really great stuff. We have the usual Tuesday night workouts, which provides track access and coach practices year-round, either on the NAU outdoor track or the indoor dome. Some other really cool things are twice a year, there's an 8-week Step Into Running program. Introduces people to running in a relaxed, comfortable atmosphere. Most of those take place at Buffalo Park, classic icon in Flagstaff running community. And also really great is a year-round, twice-weekly kids Team Run Flagstaff program, which I think is a real highlight of Team Run Flagstaff. It gets kids interested. I think it gets them on the right path early in life in a very nurturing and supportive environment. And that's just a small list. There's a lot of other great things Team Run Flagstaff does within the community, puts on some awesome races throughout the year. So check out the website, online, social media, anywhere. It's a really awesome resource.
It's a really awesome cause, and everyone here that's been donating and everyone online as well. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. We already have a winner. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to take long. It really didn't take long. I think the second you finished asking the question, someone was like, badminton. The answer is, in fact, badminton, and the winner was Andrew Piccolo. Whoever you are out there, congratulations. You just won yourself an entry into the Flagstaff Extreme Big Pine Blackout Race, as well as a Run Steep Get High hat and a Run Steep Get High beanie. That is awesome. So congratulations to you, sir. How you can claim your prize? Come to Flagstaff and pick it up. Drop me an email. thegingerrunner@gmail, and we'll make sure that we get your address, and Jameel will ship it to you, or he'll hand deliver it. Flagstaff is where the race. Yeah, so you have to come to Flagstaff. Yeah, come get it yourself, dude. I don't know where you live. We're gonna give away another package, Run Steep Get High gear, as well as another race entry, and as well as the North Face gear down here for those of you watching live here in just a second. We have so many questions though that I want to make sure that we ask some of our elites. Let's pop one up in. This is from James. Ask Rob when he's gonna race in Canada. When you going back home, Rob, or will they allow you back?
I'm getting the guilt complex here for sure. I get that question a lot. I would 2016. I promise you, I will race back home in Canada in 2016. It's just a busy year. I got a lot on my plate this year, but looking forward to getting up probably maybe Gary's race up in Squamish 50. But you never know. There's a lot of great races in Ontario and Alberta as well. I'll be there. 2016.
All right, Chris, I'm going to put you on the spot because we're going to give away another one of the races and the good gear to the people online. You have a question all lined up with an answer that Kim knows. This is, again, going to go to the first live viewer in the chat room that has the correct answer. Chris, what is your question for the live viewers?
In what year did I win the Little 500, and what team did I ride for?
Two-part question. What year and what team did Chris ride for and win when he won the bike race in Indiana? That, what is it? Little 500. It's a pretty amazing race. I've seen the movie that's about it. You're not in it, but it's a good movie. So the first correct answer, Kim knows the answer. Let me know when you get an answer there. You already got one?
No. Can you just clear this out?
Oh, Benjamin in the chat room is asking Kim. I already missed it. With the donation, who do we say on behalf of? Yes, it's on behalf of Ginger Runner. Just write Ginger Runner. Aaron, our amazing assistant tonight, Aaron in the back of the room here is collecting all of those online donations. We are going to be doing a drawing from those of you who are watching and donate for the awesome signed gear down below. So just write on behalf of Ginger Runner. I don't want to confuse anybody by making it anything other than that. So I think that's good. You already have an answer?
We have an answer, but the person's name has Vargo in it.
It's Chris's brother that answered correctly. Hey, Andrew Vargo, Chris's brother. Close your browser down and go to bed. It's past your bedtime. Yeah, take the next correct answer. If someone was smart, they just copy and paste it.
I think you said for the live viewers, though. That's probably why.
No, well, what?
No.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying your brother's a little slow and a little confused? It's okay. So Chris is blaming his brother on thinking I mentioned the live. I guess, how do I differentiate? Should it be live? Studio audience. That makes so much fucking sense. The Wanderlust audience, the studio audience, my best friends. I guess that would be lying. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I will differentiate between the two. Do we have it? Yeah, that was it, right? Okay, we have a correct answer. Max E. Congratulations, Max E. out there. You have won. You want to hand that to me? The Run Steep Get High beanie, trucker hat, the black version, also very cool, as well as a race entry into Flagstaff Sky Race October 2nd and 3rd. That's an awesome race. Nice. So congratulations, Max E. Email me, thegingerrunner@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that you get this stuff, or just come to Flagstaff, pick it up yourself. Awesome. So we'll do the drawing for the North Face gear at the end of the show before we go into the post show. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2004. Go ahead.
2004 in Cutters.
Actually, Chris is so mad. Let's talk a bit about your bike history, Chris, because I've always been really curious about this. You were an incredible cyclist for the longest time. What made you transition off the bike and onto the feet?
I just got burnt out from cycling. And there was a point in my life where I wasn't really doing much of anything, and then I just got the itch, started running, and fell in love with it. Yeah, similar kind of training, similar feel. But yeah, I definitely like running a lot more, and I think it's harder too. So it's yeah, I definitely like it a lot more.
And you're coming back from an injury right now. I know that it took you off the trails for a little bit, but put you on a bike. Do you want to incorporate more cycling into your training? Is that something that you are actively pursuing, or is it like, get me back into the shoes?
Well, I've been mountain biking a lot with my buddy Dwayne back there.
Shout out to Dwayne.
And I went out and got my racing license again. So I renewed it, and Alicia kind of talked me down from racing just because we're professional runners and not professional cyclists. And I found myself going after like stupid Strava segments on my bike and like really being on the rivet. So I think it's good I just chill with that for a little bit. But it definitely helped with the running and getting me back on my feet.
Any live questions from the studio audience? Anyone here want to ask any questions of these guys? I gave you so much time to prepare. Let's go to the internet audience since they're. Oh wait, yeah. What's your question?
Speaking of Vargo, how
Yeah, I think
repeat. First of all, repeat the question because he's not mic'd. I want to make sure the
So
online
he was
audience-
asking how just ski touring and ski mountaineering has helped with the running. I feel incredibly strong climbing right now, running, working on a couple other things. But yeah, I think Alicia and I skied over 140 times this season. So twice a day, about 30,000 plus feet of elevation gain a week. Rob and I did one 10,000 foot day where we just did, I don't know, like 6 laps maybe. There's barely any snow. It was, but yeah, I think it makes a huge difference. I mean, you can see with Rob, it's helped him a ton. Not running through like a rest period, but still doing some active stuff. I took about 2 months off, I think. First run back was a little tough. Second day, my calves were sore, but other than that, I felt fit. So, yeah, I hope it helps a lot. I'm actually focusing more on some steeper stuff, like speed goat, the rut. So that was kind of the reason for all that. But yeah, it's definitely beneficial and fun too.
Emily, what are you currently training for? What is on your list? Because you had an amazing 2014. It's an incredible races, incredible performances. What's coming up in 2015 for you?
Well, I'll do another road marathon this fall, going for a trials qualifier. And then in between, I'm going to do the 50K trail championships. So it's Tamalpa 50K out in the Marin Headlands. That'll be the next big goal race. I'm going to do a lot of racing up here. Coming up, we have a lot of the summer trail series going on. So I'll hit those races up. And then back to JFK 50 in the fall. So those are the big highlight races for this year.
What about you, Ian? I know that, like, just going back over your ultra sign up profile and seeing that you're running some of these incredible races year after year. What are some of these races that bring you back time and time again, and why is that? Like JFK, Zane Grey, all these races that you've done multiple times.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Great races, great race directors, treat you well, great courses, great people. It's just fun. Great places, locations. But I'm doing Western this year. And then, yes, I will be chasing Emily at JFK, see if I can catch her on the Weaverton Cliffs again.
That's awesome. What about you, Alicia?
For me this year, I've been not racing for a long time. I'm kind of new to the sport and then getting back into being a competitive runner again. So I'm just trying to race a lot this year, choose wisely, but race frequently. So I will be doing a 50K coming up soon, either the Power 4 in Aspen or Speed Goat, and then either a race out in France called CCC. It's part of UTMB, which I believe Rob might be racing as well, or the Rut, and then European Sky Race, and then Jamil's race here in Flagstaff. It's an incredible race in October, and then North Face. So
awesome. Vargo?
Pretty much exactly what she just said. Yeah, we're kind of deciding on Power of 4 is a sky race this year out in Aspen. A little bit quicker of a sky race, so something that's a little bit more runnable, fast. Trying to decide between that and Speed Goat. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of competition at Power of 4. And then between the CCC, which is like the baby UTMB 100K in August. Is that when it is? August, end of August. Either that or the Rut too. So Mike Footy kind of is trying to get us to do the Rut. So it looks like a cool course, and it's definitely going to be competitive with some international talent. Probably Jamil's race as well, and then North Face. Yeah.
And Rob?
Well, all my energy and focus is on Western States right now. I'm going to head back there and hopefully have a great race and maybe take some time away from Western States in the coming years. But I also have this wild dream of running another 3 count of hundreds with Western States, UTMB, and Mount Fuji, all within, I guess that's an 8-week period. So dream big, but
no big deal.
We'll see what happens. One race at a time right now.
We got a great question from the online viewers. This is from Mylene Most memorable, meaningful race run experience so far, and why? Emily, I'm going to start with you. I'll repeat it, so I'll give you a second. The most memorable or meaningful run a race at this point?
It's a little bit of a toss-up for me between JFK and Western. I think JFK probably wins out because it was my first ultra, and like I said, the family history there. I remember watching my mom run that race along the canal. Went out with my dad, and we were meeting her along the way. So to actually experience that firsthand was pretty cool, and to complete 50 miles for the first time when the furthest I had gone was a marathon. So that was, I was like, there's no way I can finish this thing. And sure enough, your body can do things that you don't think it can do. So I think JFK 50 for me wins out. But Western States was a close second because it's my first 100 miler, and you go through so many ups and downs over that time period, and it got so tough. That was probably one of the toughest times that I've had to push through to finish a race.
Ian, I'm sure out of 192 finishes, there's probably multiple really awesome experiences, but has there been anything that stuck out in your mind?
Yeah, I think I'll say Massanutten Mountain Trail 100. I'm an East Coast boy and originally, and that was my first 100. And I remember getting to 50 miles, and at Newmarket Gap, and being like, I can't run anymore. And luckily, David Horton was there, and he's David Horton's Lynchburg, Virginia, mountain masochist race director. He's helping Scott Jurek right now on the Appalachian Trail, and he was there luckily, and he just said, "Yo, it's still light out. You still have a day. Just go to the next aid station, and then you can drop there." Well, got up to Bird Knob, and yeah, you can't get out of that aid station. So I had to go to the next aid station, and by the time I got to the next aid station, I had 35 miles left, and it was still daylight, and he was there again. And he's like, well, just go to the next aid station. But then it got dark and walked all night. But there were other guys doing the same thing, and we just kind of grouped up. And I was like, oh, yeah, so you don't have to run the whole thing. So it was good. Character building again.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Can I add an addendum to that?
Yes, Emily wants to add an
I just
addendum.
want to add that. I mean, I was just thinking back on that first JFK 50 and how naive I was, and lining up, and Ellie Greenwood was there, and I was like, "Oh, I think she's fast, but I don't know. She's probably beatable, but she's fast." So anyway, that was fun.
Alicia, memorable.
I don't know if I can pick a most memorable. I think probably my most memorable race was the Olympic trials 10K when I was still in college. That was a really special experience. But most recently, I just ran a race out off the coast of Spain, the island of La Palma, and it was a big step forward for me. The first 10 years of my running career were just easy. I just trained hard, I ran fast, and just kind of repeated, and never really had any problems. And then I hit a period of time in my life where it was like one false start after another. And this most recent race was kind of a good step forward for me, where I kind of bit off a lot. Like it was something that was a little out of my element, but I trained for it. I didn't have any interruptions. I made it to the starting line. I made it to the finish line, and came out of it in one piece. And it was just like a big mental victory for me to kind of, I don't know, resume my running and be able to have like the passion that I have to race and compete actually like come out like on a race course. So it definitely meant a lot, and hopefully it was just the beginning.
Big things from Alicia, I guarantee it. Really, really excited for you. Chris Vargo.
The North Face 50 is always one that's been pretty cool to me. You never know what you're going to get. You never know who's going to run fast. It's the end of the year, but there's always a handful of guys that can really hammer it out. A race that I didn't race, Transvolcania, I mean, it was really cool to see how different it is in Europe. There's so many people that come out to those races. The town shut down. It's just kind of like a way of life out there. And that's definitely a race that will be on my schedule next year.
Awesome. Rob.
Yeah, really two distinct instances. Certainly Western States last year. Not so much crossing the finish line, which was magical, but the first step I took on the track, there's about a 100-meter stretch where it's pretty quiet. There's nobody really lining up on the infield, and that was the time for me to soak it in for myself before I turned the around of the corner and soaked in the experience with everybody else. That was a really magical moment. And also during my rim to rim to rim, there was a time pretty early in the run where you just passed Phantom Ranch and going through the box, which is a very hot section. You still have about 30 miles to go, and I really questioned whether I got myself in over my head on this one. It was a very long run, a very difficult route, and I don't consider myself a terribly spiritual person, but I definitely experienced something down there. There was a calm and an energy that kind of radiated back at me, and it calmed me down and got my confidence back up, and I had a magical day in there that I don't think I could ever repeat. So that's probably my number one moment in my ultra running career.
Ian wants a beer. I can tell because he pushed it forward. And the hashtag is trending in the chat room, get Ian a beer. So people are really concerned about Ian. When he goes like this, you fill his glass. Fill it. I will also have a 928 if possible, Nathan. Yeah, there's a question in the back. We have an actual hand raised. Very appropriate. The question was, my mantra is train, race, beer, and what is my favorite type of beer? And I think the answer is beer. This beer, for example, I think it's any beer that's put in front of me. Honestly, I'm a big IPA fan, and I know some here don't drink, some do. I'm a big hop guy. Ian, do you have a preference as far as? Hoppy. Rob? Yeah, it's like an acquired taste, I guess. It took me a long time to get into it, but yeah, I enjoy it.
Here's what I've learned. I am so fortunate to have the sport of a brewery. What I've learned is I've tried to be, early on, I tried to be very astute in my beer preference, but when it comes down to it, I don't know a lot about beer, but I really love beer. So right now, 928 Local is my favorite.
Yeah. I don't know if we're applauding 928 as like, it's great beer. It is a great beer. Oh, yeah. People in the chat room are people actually really curious if they can get Wanderlust abroad or in Washington or outside of Flagstaff.
Come to Flagstaff.
It's actually a great excuse to get here. Just come to Flagstaff. What's awesome about this brewery, you can see in the background, we have all the casks and the brewing process behind us as a great backdrop. But there's a garage door that's lifted open in the cool breeze, which was 110 degrees about 10 minutes ago. No, not quite that hot, but it's an awesome location. It's really cool. It seems like you have a really good community built here. So again, I have to thank you, Nathan, and the whole crew for letting us come in here and do this, because this is their day off. Normally a day off here. This is a question that I actually get a lot. And Chris, we were talking about this the other day. It's like, people always ask, "Hey, Ethan, I want to go for a run with you, and then let's just get hammered, bro. Let's just drink a lot of beer." And a part of me is like, well, that's my mantra is, yes, train hard, race hard, party hardest, or train, race, beer. But I like to savor my moments. I don't necessarily like to rage real hard. Rob, do you rage real hard on your beer when you drink it? Ian, do you go real hard sometimes, or is it like, no, let's just enjoy it and take it easy?
No, you can ask Emily. She shops for my beer a lot, and it's a very strategic method. It's got to be good stuff.
Yeah. Tons of questions still in the chat room. I know for those of you who are watching live online from across the globe, we're going to be giving away the North Face bag and hat here in a second, as well as some surprise prizes. In just a moment, we are approaching the hour. Any question that doesn't get asked here during the live show will be asked in the post show. So we're going to kind of rip through a lot of these questions in the post show, because I want to make sure that most of these get asked. Let's just move on to one of them right here from I Run Plant Strong. Do any of you still get nervous pre-race, or does that never go away? That's a great question. Do any of you still get nervous before races, or has that kind of passed now? Let's start with Emily. You're grabbing the mic. I feel like Emily has a story.
Oh yeah, I know. I always get nervous. I mean, it can be a local race that it's like, oh, this is going to be relaxed and just have fun with it. It can be Western States 100 and still get nervous. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm getting a little better, but not much.
Alicia, what about you?
I always get nervous. I think if you're not nervous, then maybe something's a little wrong. You're too tired or you're not choosing the right type of races. I think there's a difference between anxiety, though, and like excited nervous. So there's a difference. I try to stay excited nervous. But yeah, I always get nervous for races, and I always get nervous dropping into the canyon. I have this habit of just standing on the edge for a really, really long time before I take the first step in.
You're talking about on the trail, not like falling into the canyon. I'm hoping.
Just depends on the day.
Okay,
but
okay. What about you, Vargo?
Yeah, I definitely get nervous beforehand. I'm usually nervous until I start running. Yeah.
Rob?
Well, I think I'm a little different than my friends on the panel here. I don't know how to explain it, but I think back to Western States in 2013, where I was about to run literally twice as far as I'd ever run before, and I stood on that starting line. This reflective of all my ultras, and I am the most calm, serene, content person that I ever am, and that's very different from my days of cross-country running and track running and road running. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's reflective of why I love this sport so much. But it's interesting, as Alicia mentioned, getting nervous in the canyon. There was that time where I had to step into the bushes and sob like a baby before I dropped to the river back in 2009. So also reflective of the power of the canyon. So it goes both ways, but standing on the start line, I'm thankful to be very calm and happy.
What about you, Ian? I'm actually really curious about your answer. Having raced so many times, does it change?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't sleep the night before a race. I didn't sleep even like a big run like the rim to rim to rim. I don't sleep the night before. That's why I make sure there's nothing going on 2 mornings before so I can sleep as long as I can.
Do you feel you perform better with just full night's sleep leading up to that race, like the week of?
Sure. I mean, that's important, but I know now that sleep the night before it doesn't matter. If you don't get any, it's okay. Don't panic about it. Just go start and run.
Got another question from the live viewers there, babe. Yeah, from Brian Ashworth. What makes them most nervous when running solo in the desert? The region is I mean, it gets hot. It's very arid. Do you get nervous going out into the desert? What makes you most nervous? Maybe even entering the canyon. I'll dovetail that with specifically about the canyon. What makes you most nervous in those situations? Yeah, Ian.
Well, I'll just use this weekend as an example, the rim to rim to rim that we just did on Saturday. They're working on the pipes down there.
Oh.
And so they have these warnings all over the website that, water could be shut off temporarily at different locations because they're doing pipe work. So that was a concern of mine. I tried the backcountry office, National Park Service, tried the backcountry office like a million times, and it's just a busy signal. So that's something they can work on.
So essentially, you didn't know if there was running water.
No, I just fingers crossed, and I know it pretty well that you can just go to Bright Angel and dip if you need to, and things like that. There is water down there in the creeks, but if you want potable water, you either got to carry your iodine or your filter or use the water sources that they provide. But yeah, I was trying to dial in the logistics, and and then I just have that question mark as we're driving there in the morning, like, is there going to be water in Cottonwood or what's going on?
What about you, Vargo? Coming from Colorado, where maybe you didn't necessarily have to worry about certain things because it's not necessarily a desert, it's high alpine. How's that changed for you?
I think up here it's not that sketchy, but when you go down to like Jamil's territory, it's rattlesnakes freak me out. I probably won't run down there until the winter. So rattlesnakes.
Alicia?
So is this for running in the canyon?
I would say either.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really get nervous when I run, but like I mentioned before, the canyon does. I think anybody that's run there, you have a certain amount of trepidation and respect for it. And I think what makes me the most nervous is I have these visual images of guys in Flagstaff that when I've gone to the canyon run with them, just coming out absolutely tanked, trashed, crawling out of the canyon. I've seen Rob Krar do it. I've seen Jason Wolf do it. So I have these images in my mind. I think someday that's going to be me. I'm going to be begging for a ride back to the car, from the rim to the car. So yeah, I guess just kind of like crashing and burning and not really having a way out. But
can't wait to go there this weekend. So exciting.
Like the other thing too that gives me hesitation when I run there is that the whole time you're there, it's like Rob mentioned, it's like a really magical experience. And when you come across grumpy rangers or hikers, that, like, for me, that's what I worry about.
Like Ian?
Yeah.
We didn't have any problems.
How did that happen?
Well, weren't you part of the Park Service?
Yeah, but I wasn't a grumpy ranger.
I can't imagine you grumpy. That's a concern for you sometimes?
Yeah, I get stopped by rangers frequently that question whether I can get out of the canyon or kind of hassle me. So,
A reason why Alicia may get hassled by the Park Service is a good example. Is about a month ago, I was at Phantom Ranch, and a single woman shows up at Phantom Ranch with a handheld in short shorts and a sports bra by herself, and it's a concern. And it was pretty amazing to see, like, there was a big group there, and I think everybody was a little taken aback by your presence, but it's pretty awesome what you do in the canyon, because I think that was one of your best days ever down there, despite the hassling.
We're kind of approaching the end of the live show hour. We're going to move into the post show here in just a second, where we can ask just rapid fire questions and stuff like that. Before we get to that, though, there's a great question in the chat room from Raul, a frequent viewer of Ginger Runner Live and just an all-around good guy, talking about gear. And I obviously want to go over your gear list, because that's people love hearing about what the elites are wearing and what works for them and stuff like that. Before we get to the specifics of each individual, we have so many prizes to give away tonight, and the raffle that we're going to give away to our studio audience is amazing. Like, I have a list. You can't see it because the camera is 30 feet away. The list of some of the sponsors that have actually contributed to tonight's show and to this event has been amazing. Petzl, Julbo, Nike, Goo Energy, The North Face, Nathan Sports, Flora Health, Picky Bars, Aravaipa Running, SmartWool, Run Flagstaff, Flag Buzz Coffeehouse, Wanderlust Brewery. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. If we have Aaron, again, amazing help tonight, Aaron. If we have any of the names that we can start drawing for the North Face goodies, as well as Nike shoes, we're going to be giving away 3 pairs, I believe. Is that right? 3 pairs of Nike shoes tonight to the online viewers as well. So for those of you who have stuck around to the end of the show, you are the big winners. Yeah. Wow, guys. For those of you who are watching online, thank you, because we've raised $400 from you out there on the internet. That is awesome. That is awesome. And again, all the proceeds from tonight are going to Team Run Flagstaff. There's some amazing programs. The kids program is what really inspired me too. I think that's amazing. So the money is going to a great cause to help people run in the Flagstaff area and beyond. I think it's really, really amazing. Tons of tickets to draw from. This is pretty amazing. So Rob, I'll have you do the honors first, since we're giving away a North Face hat and a North Face bag. There's going to be 2 individuals. I have this bag full of online donors.
All right, and to clarify, the hat is actually from Run Flagstaff, which is our local.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, running shop.
Look at that.
Amazing. Good friend Vince Sherry has done an amazing job supporting the community. Check it out if you haven't. Do I just read out the number?
I think there's a name on the back.
Oh, I'm new to this. Sorry. Okay, so this will be for the hat. It's Jeff Clowers
Jeff
from San Jose.
Jeff Clowers, congratulations, you live viewer. Congratulations. That was for the hat, Jeff. Again, drop me an email, thegingerrunner@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that you get that. I'll need the address and all that stuff. We'll make sure it gets to you. And this is for that was signed also by everyone on the panel tonight. It's got to be worth at least $20 on eBay. I would say that at least. It's also a really, really nice hat. I was commenting to Rob earlier that the Run Flagstaff logo is one of my favorites of any running store that I've seen. It's really awesome. So you're going to love the hat. Second prize is the big bag, the North Face bag, also signed.
This is a cool North Face duffel signed by everybody on the panel here. There's some goodies inside as well. Chris Milton from Leo Minster.
Chris Milton, congratulations. you win the bag. Drop me a line, gingerrunner@gmail. We'll make sure that that gets to you as well. I'm going to get like 100 emails tonight. I was stupid. All right, so now we're going to give away pairs of Nike shoes. And these are, I don't think they're any pair in particular. They're like coupons or vouchers that you can renew. Oh, my GoPro died. That happens. Chris Vargo. Who will... Kiger 3s or Wild Horse. So these are going to be for Kiger 3s or Wild Horse 3s, 2 reviews of which you can go watch at youtube.com/thegingerrunner if you would like to do that right now. Chris Vargo, who wins the pair of either of those right now? Is it your brother? Did your brother win again? Oh yeah, it was someone that was already someone's own name.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Cage.
Jeffrey Cage. Are you okay? You all right, Chris? So Jeffrey Cage, if that, don't put it back in there. Hand it to me. Let me.
What's going on?
What happened?
I don't know.
Can you hand me the ticket? Oh, Jeffrey. It is hard to read. Jeffrey Forge or Farge. No, that's not Vargo. It's Forge is what I'm seeing. Oh, it's Chris's dad. All right, so all you had to do was explain that, Chris. I don't know all the secrecy and the cloak and dagger stuff. Well, hold on. Before you read that, hey, the Vargo family, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the supporting. Chris will send you everything you need later. Including a letter home saying, love you guys, something like that.
They'll be out here.
So who really wins the shoes?
Margaret
Vargo. Montford?
Hey, isn't she's
Everyone seems to know her. Margaret? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Margaret. You seem to be local, which is great. You can probably just pick up your shoes. Just go to Chris Vargo's house. That is awesome. That's the first pair of Nikes. Alicia, go ahead.
It's really hard to read.
Everything says Vargo.
Patrick Barabi from Tucson.
Say it again.
Patrick Barabi.
Patrick Barabi, congratulations to you. You win a pair of Nikes. Emily, we'll have you do the honors for the last pair.
I'm afraid to pick a name. This is like
Just don't pull a Vargo.
Jeff Vargo's in the chat room. He says, we do what we can.
I can't read that either. Yeah, can't read.
McKillop from
What's
Fort Madison. I can't
can't
read
read
the first
that,
name,
yeah.
but it's McKillop.
Dwara. We're just going to guess here, but Dwara McKillop, if that is your name, congratulations. You win the third and final pair of Nikes. And from Fort Madison, I believe it's Dwara. I think we all butchered everyone's name tonight. Donna. No, it's totally fine. That definitely looks like Dwara. Donna McKillop, congratulations. You win the final pair of Nikes. So if you were one of those 3 individuals, drop me an email at the Ginger Runner. Or actually, yeah, drop me an email and I'll get you in touch with how to get those Nikes. So that is it for the online prizes, the studio audience prizes. Oh yeah. How did I forget about this stuff? Yeah, keep that thing around.
Okay.
I have a bunch of these guys that are very rare. The Ginger Runner wraps here, stretchy materials. I say train, race, fear, or train hard, race harder, party hardest. These are the last 4 in existence. I think I've said that every time I pulled them out. I find more in my closet on the floor. So these are in my closet on the floor. I have 4, 2 of which are going to be going to live studio audience, and then 2 of which are going to be going to you online. So let's pull 2 more names. Who hasn't pulled? Rob pulled. Ian has not. Just make sure that you pronounce the name right. It's always going to be a Vargo, but.
Theodore, good Lord.
Kuther. I think, yeah, Aaron said Kuther in the back. Theodore?
Is that Arizona? Blythe, Arizona?
Theodore Kuther from Theodore Kuther with a K. So Theodore, congratulations. This is yours. Drop me an email, thegingerrunner@gmail.com. You get this one. I haven't drawn. Let's do this. This is for the last one, last online prize. Chris Vargo. Congratulations, Chris. Jeff Clower. This is totally readable. This is the one that's readable.
You already won the hat.
Sorry, Jeff.
Here- Got it. Sorry, Jeff. You've already won. He won the hat. Margaret. Margaret also won. We have a lot of double donors. That's pretty cool. Maybe they may have bought multiple tickets, but for the sake of the few prizes that we have, I want to make sure that everyone wins. Isaac Madrar from Santa Clara, I'm guessing California. Isaac, congratulations. This is yours. All right. I have to thank everyone who donated online. That was pretty amazing. $400 plus. I don't even know how much we've raised here. I'm sure it's an amazing total. For those of you who are in the studio audience, thank you very much for donating to Team Run Flagstaff. For those of you who are watching online, you are amazing. You are rock stars. I appreciate the support. All of these elites here also appreciate the support. I want to make sure that they all get a chance to tell you where you can find them. Emily, let's start with you. Where can people online find you, follow you, and find out more about Emily Harrison?
Okay. I'm on Facebook. I do have a blog too. And then I'm on Twitter, but it's at Gloria B. So it's not easy to find. So and
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No.
That's it. I'm done.
Emily, now's your shot.
Oh, I was gonna say that I run for Nathan and Nike, so you can find me on some of their stuff too. And for TRF Pro.
It goes in Flagstaff for Twitter and Instagram. There's hardly any Instagram though. Facebook, I'm there. Macmillan Running, and I am an Adidas runner.
Awesome.
And Nathan.
Alicia.
You can find me at Alicia K. Shay for Instagram and Twitter, and Alicia Shay for Facebook. And I also run for Nike Trail Team and Team Run Flagstaff Pro.
Just keep passing this mic down because that one's a little quiet.
Instagram, Chris_Vargo. Twitter at the Vargo. Facebook, just Chris Vargo. Don't ask for any Nike trail hats. We don't have any. I run for Nike, Yugo bars, really good bars, V Fuel, and Pocket Fuel. And Team Run Flagstaff.
And Rob.
Unlike Rob Crard's beard, the Twitter handle, which I do not own, nor do I know who owns, I was not nearly as witty. So it's real simple. I'm Rob Krar across the board on all social media.
So do yourself a favor, guys, watching live, and for even those of you in the studio audience, go follow the elites. Ask them questions on social media. Berate them if you need to for those Nike hats, Chris Vargo. I have to thank everyone for helping make this night happen, specifically Rob Krar. You've been very, very helpful in making this whole event happen. So thank you, Rob. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron as well in the back. Aaron, thank you. Nathan, Wanderlust Brewery. Could not have picked a better location. Team Run Flagstaff. Team Run Flagstaff Pro. Run Flagstaff, the running store. And, of course, Nike, Petzl, Julbo, Goo Energy, The North Face, Nathan Sports, Flora Health, Picky Bars, Aravaipa Running, SmartWool, Run Flagstaff, Flag Buzz Coffeehouse. I should probably not read fast after a couple of Wanderlust beers. And of course, Jamil, thank you also for coming up all the way from Phoenix and bringing some of your swag and stuff like that. For those of you in the studio audience, we're going to be doing the drawing here in the post show. We're going to be asking tons of questions to the elites. If you have some questions, make sure you raise those hands or raise the beers because we'll make sure that we can ask those as well. And again, thank you all for watching live every single Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at youtube.com/The Ginger Runner. You can follow me on all the social networks by just looking for The Ginger Runner, and it is there. This has been an awesome, awesome night, an absolute blast and a privilege. I'm so happy that we got to do this. Really cool venue, really cool location. Flagstaff is awesome. You guys have been incredibly welcoming, and I can't wait to lose breath in this town for the next few days. So thank you very much. Stick around. We'll see you in the post show.
Yeah, there.
You guys are getting a great view of Rob Krar's back, but I want to let you know that we are, in fact, back live. Just give us a second. The whole crowd went nuts. So just give us a couple moments here, guys, as we kind of get everyone under control. We're going to ask your questions. Kim has a huge list of questions. No, it just went to black. It'll be back in a second. Yeah. Why are people? I hope it's a disconnect. Yeah. Yeah. You want to press? Are people not able to see us?
It makes me happy though. It's good.
Yeah, there we go. Save view. Okay, so you guys can actually see us. I'm assuming you can still hear us. The post show is obviously the more casual aspect of the show, as you can tell. The whole live audience is okay. Good. We're back. I'm going to turn up the volume in here so we can get the live audience.
Yeah. Or like.
So just so everyone knows, here at Wanderlust, the studio audience, we're going to do drawings. Live audience, studio audience, we're going to do drawings. We're going to do drawings. Drawings.
Beard oil? You put that in your beard?
It's beard oil.
For those Flagstaff live studio audience, Wanderlust Brewery people, we are going to do the drawings now. So the raffles and stuff are going to be happening now. So if we can take our seats or just kind of chill or keep the volume down, that would be great because we are still live. We are still live and online. For Rob and Chris and Alicia and Ian and Emily, we have a series of questions I want to make sure that we ask you. I think, Emily, you're the only one that's here with me right now. So all the questions are going to go straight to you. What do we got?
So this is for the North Face shirt. There's 2 tickets. So
Okay.
each one gets a shirt.
Okay, let's do a question first. We'll do, if you want to pull up a question. Thanks, guys, for sticking around for the post show. Obviously, when you have, I would say close to 60 people in a room and you say the show is going into a post show, everyone stands up. So we're just going to wait a couple of seconds. Yeah, do the question first. Oh, great. Raul Engels, a good one. So I promised this before we came into the post show. Rob, Chris, Alicia, Ian, we have some questions from the live online audience. We didn't get a chance to get to it in the actual show, but we're going to talk about gear. I want to find out like what you guys are running in, shoes you guys are running in, that kind of stuff, because people obviously want to know. Emily, we'll start with you. What sort of gear are you currently running in?
Well, shoe-wise, if I'm on the trails, I've been really liking the Krar 3s. They've been my go-to for that. And then I like the Tempos, Nike Tempos as well for faster workouts. And as far as hydration gear, I've been wearing Vapor Aris made by Nathan. And their hand bottles are also great for some of the shorter runs, but where I need something to get me through. So
Cool. Ian, what about you?
It's the Adidas Adios Boost. I'll be running in that in Western, and it's pretty much my go-to trail shoe, even though it's technically a road shoe. But and then Nathan Vapor Air.
For the pack? Or,
yeah. And then their Speed Draw Plus for their hand bottles.
Little guy. Yeah. Alicia, what about you?
I wear the Nike Wild Horse 3s for pretty much all Arizona trail running, and then a Nike pack that hopefully will be on the market soon.
I run in the Krar 3 and the shortest Nike shorts that you can get.
That's what I love, Chris, is that people love commenting on your short.
They are short, without a doubt. I'm really thankful for a ton of great sponsors reflective of the draw prizes tonight. Being prepared is the most important thing, and my sponsors allow me to do that. So thank you.
What shoes are you running in right now, Rob?
I'm running in a number of different shoes. I'm working on a project with the North Face. Really excited. It's a long process, but we're looking at 2016 to have a really cool, ultra-specific
That's cool.
shoe coming out. Yeah.
Nice. That'd be
Dry
excellent. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a number of prizes for the studio audience. Some incredible sponsors came through here. And, I mean, you can just see it right here in front of us on the table. A bunch of gear from Nathan, all sorts of really good stuff to give away to the live studio audience. We're going to do the first drawing. This is for the North Face shirts. We have a bunch of really awesome, high-quality North Face shirts. Oh, they actually get to come up and choose.
Yeah.
But what's great is that there's only one raffle ticket in there. There's a two? So they get one, essentially. Basically, each person gets one. I'll do this first draw. This is awesome. It's basically like a win-win for these two people. Here are the numbers for the Flagstaff live audience. For the Flagstaff live, it's hurting cats. Honestly, it's hurting cats. I'm going to read numbers, and if these tickets are yours, you win. You win. 205083, 205005. Yeah, we got one winner. Hey, go get your North Face shirt. And 205005. 205005. Right there, you get a North Face shirt. Congratulations. All right, so we'll do another question from. We'll do a question and draw. Question and draw. Oh yeah, okay. From Phil LaCroix, a frequent viewer. Question for the elites: front of the pack or elite mid pack? That would be me. Number one first ultra race tip. Running his first 50K on June 27th. The number one first ultra tip. So if you're doing your first ultra, what would be the number one tip for that? Rob.
Start conservative. I would start taking nutrition in early and often.
You can repeat too if you want, I'm sure.
Make sure that you're training enough or it's going to hurt even worse.
Practice the downhills.
Good one.
Nothing new on race day.
These are great tips. These are all very, very good. Solid first-timer tips. All right. This is for North Face Duffel for the live studio audience. Actually, Alicia, why don't you do the honors? You read the number. Just read the number. I think it starts with 205.
205121.
121. Live audience. 121. We have one? 121. All right. Congratulations. You win the North Face Duffel. Do we have another one? All lined up, ready to go? We'll just kind of two of these. Ian and Emily will help you guys draw. These are for the Julbo. Oh, now we're talking. Thank you. Look at these. What are these? Yeah, these are incredible. Pairs of sunglasses for the live studio audience. Emily and Ian, I will have you guys draw the numbers. Start with Emily. Ladies first.
Right. 205163.
163 wins a pair of the Julbo Zebras. 163. All right, congratulations.
098.
098. Another. Yeah, Julbo Zebras. Nice. All right. And let's go ahead and do another one real quick. This is, oh, nice. 2 packs. So Chris and Alicia will have you guys draw these. I'll have you, Alicia first. Nathan packs? The female Nathan packs? Yeah, they're female packs. So if you're a male and you get one of these, give it to a loved one, perhaps, or a family member, or wear it yourself and be proud. Alicia, go for it.
262.
262. 262. 262. Yeah, there we go. Very, very nice. And Chris Vargo.
152.
152. Both ladies. Yeah. All right, let's go for another question. It was great. From Jose Kins or Goosekins. Best wildlife encounters. That is a great question. Rob, have you encountered any crazy wildlife out here?
Well, sure. I got a couple stories, but I'll keep it short. I almost fell over a porcupine at Buffalo Park a couple years ago. That was a little frightening. I'm a little jealous of people from out of town who show up to town and go for a single run and see a bear in Flagstaff. Yeah, because it's taken a decade, and I finally saw one last fall. I'm very thankful for that. Bears, and I'd love to see a cougar one day. They're out there. Bears in Colorado all the time, but haven't seen one here yet. We saw 2 javelinas at like 9,000 feet,
Wow.
which was a little odd.
And Alicia, anything besides Chris Vargo, like wild encounters?
Besides Chris Vargo, I've seen 2 bobcats and bear, but I think definitely the most unique was a javelina up at 9,000 feet.
Wolf in the Wind Rivers and moose in Tetons.
So wolf is wolf is a different level than a coyote or something like that. Was that
Blew my mind.
Yeah. That's incredible.
I actually wasn't running. I was camping,
Okay.
and I looked across a ravine, and it was staring at me.
I'd be terrified. Yeah.
I didn't sleep very well.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Emily,
How am I supposed to follow that?
just make something up.
We saw a rattlesnake in the canyon this weekend.
Hey, rattlesnakes are dangerous. All
This is
right,
super-
let's do a drawing. Are these the? Where's the drawing? Oh, you got it right there. Rob is in the potty. I'll do the drawing.
Let's go do the drawing.
Let's go. Hey, let's go into the bathroom. Let's take the live audience with us. So this is for a Run Steep Get High beanie and trucker, and this also gives you an entry into the Flagstaff's newest trail run, the day and night option of wow. Oh my God, this is awesome. Basically, the Big Pine Trail Run or the Blackout Night Run from Aravaipa Running. Really, really awesome prize. Worth a lot. 2005. I'm sorry, 205-007. 007. Nice. We have a winner. Congratulations. Come claim your prize, my friend.
See it
And
now.
what is next?
The corn sheep.
Oh,
It's a wonderful.
a Wanderlust T-shirt. Or I'm sorry, a Wanderlust. Oh, look at that, right? Yeah, look at that. No, that you get that. A Wanderlust tank. Is this also part of it? Oh my God! Plus a Wanderlust handmade pottery mug. I'm assuming. Look, this is beautiful. And a Stein, or I guess it's not even a Stein. That's a full-on growler. Yeah, I'm just looking at the. I'm aware of what it is. I just wanted to make sure I saw the label, make sure it was a Wanderlust brew. A lot of Wanderlust gear. Yeah, Ian, why don't you take the honors?
132.
132. 132.
The ticket says
Your ticket said.
one.
Yes, we have one. Yeah. Congratulations. Let's do the next one. So many awesome prizes. All of you watching live, I bet you're just wishing you had made the drive to Flagstaff, even if you live in Germany. Oh, from Buzz Coffeehouse, which Kim and I went to the first time the other day and had an amazing cardamom latte. A lot of good local coffee, local mug. Rob, I'll let you do the honors on this one. For the Buzz stuff.
The number is 104.
104. 104. Congratulations. Buzz Coffee is all yours, my friend. All right. The next question for you guys is also, again, from the live viewing audience, from Eric Eisenberg. Favorite non-running piece of gear? Anything non-essential you bring? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it says anything non-essential. Non-piece of running gear. So anything non-essential that you bring to races with you. So maybe something that you're maybe not going to carry during the race, but you bring with you. You can't live without it, sort of thing. Alicia? Emily?
Super Bee,
Super Bee?
my border collie. She's a piece of gear.
Ian's like, I wanted to say that.
I don't even know. Hold on. I gotta think.
Probably now my new jet boil, so I can make coffee before I run.
I have no idea.
Just
Just say cold.
you say Colts.
Yeah, definitely Carhartts.
I feel like Rob has one.
My pillow, but at the risk of being the labeled the crazy cat guy, I wish I could bring my cats.
Is there anything that you could do that you could make that happen? I mean, do you need like the cat gear or anything like that to bring it? Or is that over the top? Is that too much?
That might be a little over the top.
All right, let's do another drawing because we've got so much good stuff to give away. All right. This is for a Wanderlust hat, a Wanderlust t-shirt, and a Wanderlust pint. I'm just kidding. It's another growler. It's a little smaller growler. Alicia, I'll have you do the honors.
One, three, three.
1, 3, 3. Oh! She's practically in tears. She is crying right now. So excited to win. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. This is for a men's SmartWool running kit. Includes shorts and t-shirt in your size sent to your. This is awesome. Vargo, I'll have you do the honors of that.
Zero 6-4.
064. Is that the winner standing? Is that the winner standing? He is so excited. He is so excited. Yeah, that is him. It is in fact him. And this is the woman's version. Ian, I will have you do the honors for the woman's version. Rob Krar, ladies and gentlemen, Rob Krar.
118.
118. 118 for the women's SmartWool package. 118. Is it? Oh my God! Oh my God! She did it again. She is in tears. She's also holding like 30 raffle tickets she didn't even put into a jar. Congratulations! Yay! I'll take that, guys. Yeah. Pull up another question. Rob Krar, ladies and gentlemen, Rob Krar. Oh, there we go. Raul Borgia Borgla in the chat room is asking about fear of heights. So when we start talking about the canyon and stuff like that, I know that some of those trails are pretty precarious. Do any of you suffer from fear of heights, or have you gotten over that sort of fear?
I love heights, so.
Really? Ian, you deal with it probably most regularly.
I'm fine.
Yeah?
I am not a fan. Coming down from the North Rim, I got to the bottom of Italy and I kind of freaked out a little bit there a couple times.
Vargo.
Not in the canyon, no, but I like hate flying and being suspended in things. That I have a fear of that. For
Now,
sure.
a lot of the like bungee jumping or
I've never done
skydiving, wouldn't do it. Some of these races, some of the sky running series and stuff like that give you a lot of exposure. Is exposure different for you compared to heights? You seem really nervous, Chris.
Is like fear of exposure?
So they're standing on a cliffside. There's also being exposed on the side of like Half Dome, for example.
No, that doesn't bug
Doesn't
me at
bother
all.
you, Alicia?
I like exposure too.
Ian, obviously, I'm assuming same thing. Not so much. Doesn't bug you.
I think if I was on the middle of the north, like the nose of El Capitan, I would probably be. Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Well, that's rock climbing, Chris. Vargo.
I'm not gonna bungee jump. I'm not gonna like jump off a cliff and like try to fly with like a thing under my wings.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be smart.
Well, they do that. They do that.
They do the wingsuits and stuff
wingsuits.
like that. Yeah, wingsuits
nah,
and
no,
stuff.
I'm not gonna do that.
Actually, Rob, are you afraid of heights at all? Anything like that? Exposure? Are you
Yeah.
over that? Passing around the same mic.
I didn't think I was, but I was in Moab earlier this year where, yes, I was extremely. So I don't know the answer exactly.
Yeah, what was that experience compared to like the canyon? What was different about it?
Unexpected. I got to a point where I felt like I couldn't get back down, and I had to do some jumping jacks and get warmed up and go off in the corner by myself for a couple minutes to get down safely. It was a really strange experience.
That's interesting. Is this the thing here? Yep. Okay, so we're gonna draw 3. We'll just go down. So Emily, we'll have you draw first. This is for Goo Chomps, big old boxes of Goo Chomps. We'll do one from Emily and one from Ian, one from Alicia.
049.
049. 049. We'll let you choose your flavor since you're first. Orange or congratulations. Ian, go ahead.
155.
155. Congratulations. You also get orange.
273.
273. 273. Did you win or did you just throw a frisbee at us? Yeah.
Oops.
Yay! I don't know if she won. She just threw a frisbee. 273.
Straight at the back there.
There we go. Excellent. Yeah, someone did win, but we also have frisbee now flying around Wanderlust. Let's do another drawing. All the way down to Rob.
The picky
It's for the Picky Bar.
box.
Whole box of Picky Bar goods, including a pint, glass, some Picky Bar.
Oh man,
stuff, hat.
this is a good one. Lots of picky bars, a hat, and a really cool steel pint as well.
This pint.
091.
091. Jamil with the victory. I like that pint a lot. That's cool. You could drop it, not break it. You got it, man. Let's do another one. Chris Vargo.
This goes
Vargs. I think it's separately. Together, sorry. Recovery and Rocktain.
047.
047.
047.
Nice. That's enough for like a year. Okay. Question for the panel. This is from Isaac Madranov, live viewer. Thoughts of team scoring in ultras along the line of the IAU World Champs or a modified version? Team scoring. So you can put together your own team or whether it's a sanctioned team. Thoughts on that, Vargo?
I think it's cool when they put countries up against each other. I think that like the recent
like at the
ultra,
IAU.
yeah, I think that's cool. But about with teams, I don't know. I don't know if that would really work out too well.
What about Ian? Ian, what do you think about that? So they're talking about putting together team. So, for example, the IAU World Championships, they considered the U.S. was second place team overall. So I believe they take the top 3 finishers of male and female. How do you feel about team contending or team prizes?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's camaraderie. We won the JFK championship,
Right.
you know, the team title this year. And that's something to come away with. Even, you know, they take 5 people, but they score the top 3. But 2 other guys, even if they're not as talented, get to stand on a podium. That's great. And you work together, you see each other on the course and you push each other, and it's more incentive not to quit.
So would Team Run Flagstaff Pro be the pro team local?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty awesome to see you guys go up against. Yeah, you guys could go up against the Ginger Runner team, which is a lot of mid-packers. It's just me and Kim. But we like it's you guys versus LA, bro. All right, this is for some amazing. Oh wow, red beets, valuable crystals from Celis, and of course Flora 7 sources, 100% plant origin omega. This stuff is good. This is the jam. This is for both of this, and I have the numbers here. Rob.
It does include a recipe from my incredible partner Christina, because the red beet crystals are a little confusing as to what to do with them, but trust me, they are amazing. 172.
172. We have a victor in the back, way back, standing on a stool. Congratulations. Where'd she go? She just disappeared. Oh, she's going around. There she is. There she is. What do we got?
3 boxes of goo.
3 boxes of goo, Alicia.
$271.
271 wins a box of goo. 271. Box of goo. You get your choice of flavor. Blueberry, pomegranate, vanilla bean. Which one? Vanilla? Vanilla.
Can we ask you a question, Ethan?
Yeah, of course. Let's do this first. We have 2 more to draw, and then you can ask me whatever you want. 2 numbers there. Go ahead and read each number.
052.
052.
084.
You have like 2 years worth of goose stuff. And what was the other one?
084.
Nice. Congratulations. Yeah. What's your question, Chris Vargo?
You've been here for about 4 days?
4
3
days.
days? What,
We got in Thursday afternoon. Yeah.
What's your favorite part thus far of Flagstaff?
The trains, having to wait for the trains to get from one side of the town to the other. That's really great. What we did the other night, so I think one of my favorite parts so far of Flagstaff was heading up to Aspen Corner. It was beautiful. Haven't seen aspens in my life ever, and that's really weird to say now that I'm actually thinking about it, but I've never seen an aspen tree. And to be able to run even just like 1.5 miles out and you're surrounded, you're in this tiny little aspen grove was awesome. And the fact that you guys slowed it down and we were all able to kind of stick together was really nice. So thank you for that. I mean, honestly, my favorite part has been able to hang out with you guys and be able to do some stuff. Yeah.
What are you doing with the rest of your stay?
So we're here. So tomorrow, I'd like to bag a peak. I'd like to do something, get up higher. Yeah, it's that guy. I'll turn that down. And then Wednesday, I think I'd like to go to Sedona, do some stuff down there and check that out. And then Thursday, Friday, we're going to check out the canyon. Yeah, very, very excited to check out the canyon. Haven't been there for years. Kim's never seen it. And it's kind of one of those, I can't wait to film her face when she sees it. Oh my God, the Grand Canyon. Just like crying. Yeah, just fucking tears just dripping down.
I think the canyon are is one of the coolest national parks, because usually you're driving to a national park and you see it from like miles away.
Right.
You're like, there's the mountains. It's there. The first time I went to the canyon, I'm like, it's flat. There's trees. That's cool, but it's flat. Where is this? Where is this? Where is it? Pay your entry. You drive. Where is it? And then you get to the edge and you're like, and I bet it'll be like that for her. Yeah.
The last time I was there was on the north rim, so we didn't even hit the south rim. And I remember driving, and then you get to the forest. You're like, oh well, the forest is cool. Where's the pit? And we had a camping spot, like we had one reserved, and we like pull up in the car, and I bring the tent out and bring all the gear out, and we put it down on the ground. And I look up, and the cliff is right there. The site is on the edge. I honestly, I couldn't take a breath for maybe 5 minutes because it was just one of the most incredible expanses right in front of you. It's amazing that exists.
Hopefully you don't sleepwalk.
Getting out of a tent would be hard. Another duffel.
Yep.
North Face? A big North Face duffel. This is a pretty good price. Let's go down. Vargo, have you drawn recently? Emily, have you? All right, Emily. We'll do oh yeah, I got some good stuff.
077.
077. You guys need to look at your tickets. No one's looking down. 077. If they left, they just lost out on a sick ass duffel. Wait, is it him? Is it you? Are you going to the restroom? We just want to make sure everyone knows. Okay. Jordan knows. All right, let's draw another number. I don't see a 077. Going once, going twice. 077 is gone. Let's do the next one.
106.
106. There we go. The North Face duffel is yours, my friend. And Rob, I'll have you do this one. Run Flagstaff hat from the store. Digging the colors.
All right, very cool Run Flagstaff hat with the awesome logo that Ethan is
before and
jealous of.
after. That is awesome. That is awesome.
151.
151. 151. Yeah, there we go. Congratulations. We're getting to some really awesome prizes. I want this one too. The Petzl Tika RXP. Kim has this headlamp. Kim loves it. Emily also has it. This headlamp is awesome. Emily, since you have one. Yeah, I know, but you know what? Everyone else is sleeping. Petzl Tika RXP, 215 lumens, USB rechargeable, reactive lighting technology.
095.
095. Jamil Curry, congratulations. Nice snag. That's a good one. We'll keep going. Okay, Vargo. 2 men's Nathan hydration packs. I gotta get my hands on some of these to review. So we'll take 2 numbers. So Vargo and Rob, if you want to do one.
046.
046. Congratulations, Victor.
048.
048. This guy is walking away with so much gear.
He only bought 6 tickets.
He bought 6 tickets and he's won 6 times. Best odds in the business. Jamil, I would like you to draw these. Draw the numbers because this is Run Steep, Get High stuff. So we have Run Steep, Get High beanie and a hoodie and a race entry for the Sky Race in October. Jamil Curry, who is the winner? Yeah. Go ahead.
143.
143. Congratulations, winner. I almost gave her the pint glass with the numbers in it.
I'll take that. You got
Yeah,
it.
I'll take that. All right. This is a good one. Another one from Phil LaCroix, online viewer. Getting through the dark times. I have my first 100-miler coming up. My biggest fear is that there's going to be a 40-mile stretch where it's going to be like terrible mentally. How do you get through those dark times where your mind is telling you no, your body is telling you no? How do you continue to push through? Rob, we'll start with you.
Wow, it's a loaded question. I don't think there's a good answer for it. I think thinking long term, understanding that there are going to be those dark places, those difficult times in any ultra, and focus on what is important to you, whether it's family, friends. It's hard to say. Just work through it. You can do it. Think long term.
What do you think?
I mean, I think for me, when I'm really struggling, for some reason, kind of fall back on people that have really helped me get to where I am now and helped me through my own dark times. So I start thinking about them and all they poured into me, and I'm like, I can't, like, it's not about letting them down, but like giving justice and like honor to what people have done to help support you.
What they said, but why not have those friends and family run with you?
Yeah,
That's
that's
great.
exactly what I was going to say. When I was literally running, having to run through the night, and it was really hard, having Ian there pacing me really helped. Having someone there with you every step of the way, kind of being your person to think for you and to remind you to eat and drink and to keep moving forward, and to not have a pity party was huge. And then knowing that getting to the next aid station, that my crew is going to be there as well to help keep you going, all those things really helped me. So I think if you can physically have people there to help you through, it's really key.
I remember running your first ultra with you and documenting that, and it was tough. It puts a relationship to the test. I'll say that for sure. But I think it also made us really strong. And I used Kim as my pacer at the last 100K that I ran. And at first I was like, oh, this is going to be a terrible decision. We're going to get a divorce. We just got married a week earlier. It's going to be the worst. It was the best few hours I got to spend with you in the longest time, because I was done. I was fried, and having her and seeing her being like top spirits was one of the most amazing things. I totally agree. Friends or family with you would be, yeah, totally. That's my answer to that question. More stuff. Actually, does anyone here live have any questions? Does anyone have a question? If you do, we've got some stuff to give you. This is like free stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Interesting.
I do that.
I do that too. I have never thought about that. For those watching live, you couldn't hear it. The question was, does anyone else count when they run or do any sort of exercise, or what do you think about when you run? Well, first we've got to give you something for the question. So, what do you think, Rob? Bottle, goo holder, socks, visor. See, questions are good. What about you guys? Do you count, Rob?
18. It's hard to explain. 18 is my number. Yeah, 72. No, ultra running is fascinating. There's, I mean, that is probably the number one question, is what do we think about when we're out there training and running 100 miles? And it is a really difficult question to answer. I think the answer you commonly hear is, well, I like being on the trails and I like being in nature and seeing animals, and it's all true, but it's a lot deeper than that. And it would take a lot longer than the time I have right now to explain it, but 18 is my answer to the question.
Alicia's brother-in-law has one of the greatest quotes ever, and it's "chop wood, carry water," which, Rob, you were also quoted saying that. It's just something so simple, you know, you just, when things get tough, you just chop wood and carry water.
You told me that the other day, and at first I was like, what does that mean? And then within seconds it was like, oh, it's so simple. And it's something that I'll carry with me too. Alicia, do you count? Ian, do you count? Emily, do you count?
I don't count, but kind of like tying the last question with this one. I think that like if you can have a few different like really positive like simple statements or words that you can kind of fall back on and like keep your mind in check and like bring you back on task, for me that's really helpful. And I think it's
Chris Vargo. Chris Vargo. That's my mantra, bro.
okay. This is
Love you, man.
I'm gonna
I don't count. I think I grunt a lot.
Yeah, I'm not a counter, but I think sometimes if you had all the thoughts going through my head, it probably seemed like I had ADD. Because like sometimes I'll jump around from thought to thought, depending if it's an easy run. I'll be going through like the chore list for the rest of the day or what I have to do. Kind of varies.
Yeah, I think a majority of the time I'm the same way. You're going over what other things you have going on in your life. But it was weird that you said that because I never thought about counting, but I do. For some reason, it was never like, oh, I'm counting to 20 over and over. I do. That's weird. And you just said 4, 4, 20?
4, 4, 20. That's my.
Smoke weed. Over and that's weird. Let's do this big thing.
So we're down to the last two.
Last two big prizes.
And the live internet audience was wondering if it's possible for them to see your live studio audience.
Oh, hell yeah.
So.
Let's do these first, and then live internet audience. I want to show you the studio audience because they have been incredibly supportive tonight. How cool is this? Rob Krar men's sponsor special. Gear from the North Face, Goo, Flora, SmartWool, Nathan, Picky Bars. Essentially, it's a goodie bag to get you to the rim, to the rim, to the rim, to the back. Probably not quite. Yes, I need experience. But let's do this one. So, Rob, since this is your special pack of Rob goodness, that also sounds disgusting, but yeah, it has pieces of Rob Krar's beard. Good luck, Charlie.
I'm thankful this is the post show. It is number 272.
272. Yes, Victor in the back middle. This is the men's special.
Yeah, well, let's give her the women's special.
Did you want the men's or the
one
women's?
of each.
But people put their names into the jars.
Oh, it's because it's both. Let's give her the women's. She won first, so she gets the choice.
The jars are with the packaging.
Yeah, they go.
She's saying, I can't, she's just doing this. I can't hear what she's saying. Do you care or do you whatever you want. Since you're the first victor, you can choose men's or women's. No, I'm sorry. I'm lying. You get the men's. Congratulations. Yeah, that's right, because they were
I really
matched to the
messed that up.
tickets. That makes sense. All right, so this is for the women's. Okay. Alicia, why not?
One, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4 is gone. Alicia already chose a second number, so she. Yeah, 1, 3, 4. No one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Is that it? No. Okay. Alicia.
1, 1, 2.
1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. Alicia. This is a damn good prize.
You guys can take it home.
Yeah.
096.
096. 096. Yeah, there we go. Congratulations. You get a men's bag of goodies. Oh, women's. I'm an idiot. I'm a total idiot. All right, so let's just pick some random numbers out of any of these pots here, guys. Give away a couple of these train race beer wraps. We'll pick one out of here, and Chris, go ahead and read that number.
100.
100. You get one of these, one of the ginger ale wraps, and then I will draw some. I have two. We'll give that one. If you want to hand it back, there we go. And the final. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna empty these.
059. 059. Yeah, congratulations. You are a winner. Yay! I have to thank you guys for sticking around for so long and for hanging out and for giving away awesome gear and for answering people's questions. We have so much still up here. Is there any more questions from the live studio audience? Right here, right in the front row.
Around 50K, I've considered bumping out to 50 mile and 100 mile. pretty intimidating. And I've seen some of Rob's stuff where he says he embraces the pain and the dark places. And I've hesitated to move up because I'm not sure that I can finish that kind of distance in a reasonable time. So I'd like the panel to respond to that.
So the question to the panel is, he has run 50Ks in the past, is looking to maybe up the distance to 50 mile, 100K, 100 mile, but he has been tepid to do so because of those dark places and stuff like that. Any advice for him?
It's not a simple answer, but I would say that you have the opportunity to learn a great deal, and I'd encourage you to take the leap.
I would say have confidence in your training and your ability, because I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I didn't think I could make the jump when I did my first 50K because it was terrifying. But making the jump to 50 milers was more terrifying. I still got it done. These guys obviously want to do really, really well at those races. I, for one, was much more of the mindset of I just wanted to get it done, and that helped me finish the 50-mile race, and then the 100K, the 100Ks, and then the 100-miler in August. As much as I want to doubt myself, I know I'm going to finish it. 100% know I'm going to, well, unless something happens. But I'm going to do everything in my power, no matter how dark those places get, to just get that done. So, I mean, that's my answer. It might be different than the elites, but.
You running Leadville?
I'm running Cascade Crest.
Cascade Crest.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was going to tell Al to pick an event that you are connected to. Choose a 50 miler that means something to you, that you're excited for. That's a a reasonable course. Don't choose maybe Zangray for your first 50 miler, but something that's doable, something you're familiar with, and again, I think it has a meaning for you, and that will get you through to the end. You can do it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think the results, or the risk of maybe failing really shouldn't be as scary as it is, because when you think about like, well, what's the worst case scenario, it's really not that bad, and it's certainly worth the risk of maybe it going really well, or you don't do that well, but you learn what you can do differently next time. So it's not really as intimidating as it seems.
And to kind of dovetail on that, like, full failure doesn't mean full failure. I have seen people laying on their back full failure in the middle, mile 50 of a 100-mile race. And then 2 hours later, they get up and they finish it, So like full failure does not mean full failure. I don't think so. Yeah, embrace that.
Just make sure you're doing it for yourself. Yeah, not for a Facebook post.
Well, shit, I got it. Well, damn. Why am I doing what I'm doing? You got your, okay, good. You got gear. Any more live audience questions? Because we still have stuff right here in the front.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when y'all got into ultra running, like, what were you seeking? Were you seeking like professional careers, or were you seeking, getting something out of it, like, set level or whatever? Just curious.
The question is, what were you seeking when you got into ultras? Was it something zen, or was it podium or sponsors? Or
I've just always been involved in endurance sports. I grew up as a swimmer, and I raced bikes for a long time, and it just it was another thing for me to do. It's always something different, which is nice, and I've also met some of my best friends doing it as well. It's been an incredible experience.
Really, discovery, just wanting to know what my mind and my body is capable of was what got me into ultras after the first experience.
For me, ultra running, trail running, I think what drew me to it is that it was a little bit of a kind of like a celebration of some like really difficult things that I had been through. I've always loved running, but kind of like marrying those two things together for me was just had like a really profound significance to me. I'm competitive, but that wasn't really what pushed me in that direction.
When I started ultra running, there were no sponsorships. Ann Trayson had a Nike sponsorship. I think that was probably it. I was running for me, and it was a sport that I excelled at. I found myself finally in the top 10 of races instead of 36th or 47th. So that was why I liked it.
It was a new challenge for me. It was something unknown and a different way to challenge myself and to experience. So, and I'm still going through that experience now.
I've talked about it in the past, so that's doubt, because my whole life growing up, I've always doubted my ability to do things. I don't consider myself an athlete at all. And so I think ultra running is one of those things that when I even thought about doing it, it was like, oh, you couldn't do that. There's no way you could ever finish a 50K. You're not good enough. You're not, you're not strong enough. So for me, it was embracing that. And I've talked about it before on the show and other places, but really embracing that doubt and facing it head on. And I doubt every race that I start because I'm not at the level that these guys are. And you just never know. Is it going to be the race I finish? Is it going to be the one I don't? Am I going to have a really hard time or face injuries or, other sort of things? So a part of why I love it is because every time I embrace that doubt, surprise myself every single time. So yeah, it's kind of like that Zen place that you mentioned. It's a really cool mental hurdle that when you accomplish something that you never thought you could accomplish, it changes you a little bit on a personal level, for sure.
If I could dovetail on that, you raised a really good point, because I mentioned earlier that I'm so calm and collected on the start line. But without a doubt, every single race I've run, there's a tremendous amount of doubt within the race. And you have to find a way to overcome that. But yeah, I think that's important to know that, yeah, it's tough times out there for sure.
It's good to know that elites don't always run a race and feel great the entire time and finish and like, oh, that was awesome, I won. You guys face those times that are really tough and have to really dig. I don't know if that was an impression of Vargo winning or I won. Oh my God. Any other live questions? Could we still got some stuff to go with? Yes. Yeah. So to repeat for the live audience, the online audience, is how do you get over those times when you train for a race, you sacrifice the time, you give up family time, it's an A race, and then it's a full failure or something bad happens? How do you rebound after something like that?
Feels like crap. But 192 finishes, but a lot of DNFs as well. And put your passion into the next race. You can't give up.
I think for me, I've struggled the past year. I haven't had too many great races, but one of the things that keeps me going is that running's really not the only thing. There's other things besides that, friends, family, and that definitely keeps me motivated.
Just like Ian said, it's really hard when you care about something and you pour your time and energy and emotion into it. But I always try to remember before and after that it's also about the process too. So I make sure I train in a way that I get a lot of satisfaction out of the preparation leading up to the race. So that's just that's just kind of the grand finale. And it is disappointing when it doesn't go well. But if everything leading up to it was satisfying, it's still rewarding in a way. And then kind of like Chris said, it's just running at the end of the day. If you're here, you probably care about running, but it's just running. So it kind of makes it a little easier for me to pick myself back up again and move on to the next goal.
I think that you need to pick out the positives, because even if the race was a total failure, even on that day and during that race, there are probably some positives in there. And if you had a great training cycle, take all those positives, pick a new goal, and focus on that. Just really make it concrete. It's write them down. It's black and white. Here's my new goal, and that's where your focus goes. So it's hard. You can have the pity party for a little while, but then you got to get out of it and you got to keep moving forward.
Great question. Did you get some stuff? Yeah, great. we're going to kind of wrap this up. If you guys want to stick around, obviously, I think Wanderlust, you guys are hanging out for a little bit longer, right? Like open till 9, awesome. Just special for this night. I have to give a huge thanks to Wanderlust Brewery. So let's give it a round of applause for Nathan and crew. I want the live online viewers. You guys want to see the live audience? It's shrunk a little bit because it is late in Flagstaff. It's 1 a.m. in Flagstaff right now. It's super late, so people like to go home and sleep. What I found actually about the town is that people like to get up early and work out and do like stuff. That doesn't happen in every city, especially where we come from. It's a little bit different in LA, where people go out until 4 in the morning and then they wake up at 1 p.m. So I love it. It's really cool that a whole town kind of embraces that athleticism and sport, which is really, really great. So I have to thank a lot of people. We'll turn the camera around in just a couple of seconds, but I have to make sure that I thank Nike, Petzl, Julbo, Goo Energy, The North Face, Nathan Sports, Flora Health, Picky Bars, Aravaipa Running, Jameel, appreciate that, SmartWool, Run Flagstaff, Buzz Coffeehouse, Wanderlust Brewery, and of course my beautiful wife for helping me out as well and sitting here and watching the live viewers. Rob Krar, Chris Vargo, Alicia Shay, Ian Torrence, and Emily Harrison for taking a couple hours out of your night. Thank you. Thank you very much. First time in Ginger Runner Live history that anything like this has ever happened. I hope it is absolutely not the last, because this was my favorite experience doing this. We're 68 episodes in. This is episode number 68. By far, my favorite episode, even more so than the episode with you, Rob. I'm sorry. It was awesome to be in such an amazing town like Flagstaff. I thank you guys who are all here for taking time out of your night to come out to Wanderlust and to not only support these guys and the team run Flagstaff, but Ginger Runner Live. Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough, because it helps me know that what I'm doing is making a difference and helping people around the globe, including those who are watching live. I think this is really awesome and a really cool forum where they can interact with you guys and learn a lot. I think it's really, really great. So thank you, Flagstaff. Thank you. So that is it. That is it for tonight's live show. Jameel, if you want to kind of the screw there on the right-hand side, nope, little twisty, lower, twisty, that guy. If you just loosen that, it'll spin. I will let everyone out. What? Oh, there's a little slack. Cheer it out, guys. Yeah, woo, yeah. I would say it's at like 60% of what it was. We had a lot of people that maybe didn't enter the raffle and they took off because, it's super late in Flagstaff and people love to sleep here. God. So that's pretty much it. We're going to wrap the show up. I'm going to say goodnight here, but we're going to continue to kind of talk to each other here in Flagstaff. So I wish you guys were here. Next time, fly out. Let's be honest. Fly into Flagstaff because it's super cheap and affordable. Thank you for tuning into Ginger Runner Live. We'll see you guys next week, Monday. People are booing the air flight system. I don't know. We'll see you guys next Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on youtube.com/The Ginger Runner. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. That is it. Thank you so much.